that is an ancestor, by the way. At Makerere we have.
Okay, buli atuuka soka on sharing ile ku video eno.
Let me call Simba.
Buli atuuka sharing ile ku video eno. Buli atuuka soka on sharing video.
Give him the vibe.
Babulire ekiri mugenda maaso wano ku kitebe ne president waffe. Abaana bolengera abo ba Makerere ba government beyewayo oba government ya Museveni beyasuubiza okulabirira ne balimba olunaku olwaleero abazze oluvannyuma lw'emyezi ena nga tebalina kyakulya nga bava mu bazadde baabwe nga gavumenti basuubiza okubalabirira. Bazze ne baleeta complain ewa omukulembeze gwe bamanyi omutuufu His Excellence Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu ne bamutuusiza ensonga yaabwe. Mumanyi talina nnyo naye mutima mugagga asazeewo n'agamba abaana b'e Makerere mujje twogeremu tulabe mbeera kino kuba nti poliisi nnyingi nnyo wabweru ebadde etandise akajagalalo n'okukwata abaana abamu naye nga president abayise agenda kuba abagabira emmere olunaku olwaleero era essaawa yonna agenda kuba afulumayo naye nga olunaku olwaleero agenda kuba abawa ebikozesebwa mu bulamu obwa bulijjo. Ndowooza n'abazadde baabwe bagyetandikirawo era bamanye nti gavumenti eno yabalimba. Bamanye nti gavumenti ya Museveni yeerimba. So Museveni yalimba abaana bano nga bwe yalimba bazadde baffe n'abatwala mu nsiko ne batta abantu. So bwe yalimba ne bazadde b'abaana bano babadde bamaze emyezi ena nga tebalina kyakukozesa. So bwe yalabye nga abaana nga bakomplaininze nnyo ne babayita ne bawa emitwalo 99 ne babaga muzikozesa emyezi ena. So president abayise boogeremu tebagenda kwogera mu bwogezi bagenda kwogera nga walya n'ekyemisana eyo gye bayita National Unity Platform bagenda kwogera ne president olunaku olwaleero waali twavuddeyo dda ekisolo wetuli wano ku kitebe ne president agenda kuba afunamu nabo ekyemisana bongere n'okubanga amanya biki ebibaluma kubanga abaana bano balina ebibaluma bingi. Abaana bano si bafujjo kasike babaweemu katono nnyo.
We shall never allow the students to starve. Listening God. There is yet another elder, but not only an elder, but an ancestor. Bossa. Hey, boy, man. In the name of Christ. Open the price.
Okay, mbadde kyababuuliramu ensonga zino nga bwe ziri mu kubanga zigenda mu maaso wano ku kitebe ekya National Unity Platform gwe omulungi eyakegatta ku ssama. Mwebale kusabira jeno bane mwebale sabira jeno naye mumuleetere ku nkoko bane mumuleetere ku nkoko awote ku supu. Ekibiina kibaleetedde ebintu kubanga babadde bamaze emyezi egisukka 4 nga tebalina bikozesebwa ate nga gavumenti yabasuubiza okubanga bayamba mu buli mbeera. So mbeerawo yenze top 10 wammwe journalist sama Uganda Tata Kisolo okubanga mbalaga ensonga zino nga bwe zigenda mu maaso. Omuceere babaleetedde, obuwunga babaleetedde na buli kimu ekikozesebwa mu bulamu obwa bulijjo. Ekyo National Unity Platform yekikola. Poliisi yo wabweru weeri y'amaanyi okubanga ekola ensasagge nga bwe mukimanyi.
I've always told you that our party, the National Unity Party, shall never allow us suffer. It will never allow us suffer. That is why, from day one, I have always believed. From when I was a young one, I have spent 5 years in the National Unity Platform. I have always believed that this is the party that is always going to be there for us. It's starving when we have food, when we have nothing. It is the party that is always going to stand with us. Unlike our colleagues, unlike our colleagues from the National Resistance Movement, who have always made us, who have always promised us bread and they give us nothing. And yet they are the ones who pass the very policies. They are the ones who refuse to give us money that is supposed to be ours. They are the ones who delay allowances to come in all the time. They are the ones
President ali mu kubanga ayingira essawa yonna yatuuse dda naye ali mu kubanga ayingira essawa yonna so omulungi yakanegatako kusama Uganda natana sharinga live ngenda kusaba osharinge kwa president agenda kwogera nabo ensonga z'amaanyi nnyo nga mbadde mbategeeza bannange ndi taata Kisolo muneso nywe mulemo okunsibako Sauda Madada ndi muntu bwe mama gesaga Sauda Madada mbase mwagala temunyombya so ekiriwo buno obudde abaganda bange muna muddala top 10 taata Kisolo sama Uganda nze ndi wano okubanga maweereza ensonga bwe zitambula ekiri mu kugenda maaso abakanneeyongako gavumenti ya Museveni yasuubiza abazadde b'abaana bano aba Makerere University Makerere beesomesa be bagamba nti bali ku skara eye Makerere University yabalimba ne basuubiza okubanga egenda kubalabirira so abaana bano badde bamaze emyezi ezisukira ddala mwena nga tebalina bikozesebwa mu bulamu obwa bulijjo so gavumenti bwetu bwe yabasuubiza ne bakadde baffe ebyempewo ne bagirwanirira ne twala abantu mu nsiko ne batta abantu ne malanga yeesawo byayo so abaana bano babadde bamaze ebbanga ddene nga tebalina bikozesebwa so president bwe yategedde ensonga yaabwe yasukidde mu bunnambiro jjukira twatuuse almost ku makya Kisolo wala gye twavudde jjo ate president awumudde n'agamba bano abaana b'e Makerere ayo bakulembeza ate abakuuse nkya kuba si kyanki batabuse naye nga president agenda baafuluma that's wanyimiridde wano naye nga president abayise asobole okubanga abawa ebikozesebwa mu bulamu bwa bulijjo batandikiraawo abaleetedde omuceere abaleetedde obuwunga abazidde ebintu bingi era agenda kubagamba ebintu bingi bwekyoba okulabera ku mukutu gagadde ogwa top 10 journalist wammwe taata Kisolo sama Uganda nze mbaweereza bye mwetaaga okumanya so kyekyo ekiriwo agenda kuba afunamu ekyemisana nabo olunaku olwaleero bana ejeno namusuddewo munneesonyiwe kati mukitwale nti namusuddewo munsibako omuntu nze namubanjulira era nze namuleseewo mbagambye eri taata Kisolo bwe mbagambye mumpulize kye mbagamba kyekyo banze nakookaayana nammwe noyomba nammwe sigabana na mukazi nga nyambala empale naye nayambala empale mukajeno fukamira kankama bajeno tebafukamira bafukamira amaje bagawamba mundeke taata Kisolo nze ndiwo sama Uganda musimanze tufutulite mu Sauda mukulyetenze kulyetenzo bufaananyaawo bana mwe baana mwe munjagaza kikulu mukulyetenzo bufaananyaawo Patrick mukasaba na bandeke akafaananyi sina kafuna ne Sauda mutandise obugattagatta bwe mutaginga ne motive mwefula abannomya kyekigenda mu maaso bane mulekerawo ebintu by'okuseketererwa emmeme n'okwetema amaganzi mulekerawo ebintu by'okwetema amaganzi nga museketererwa emmeme buli ddakiika bane mundeke okay oli ne taata Kisolo sama Uganda
nakulabiko ne Saudi walabye omuzungu mama Kisolo
wabula ndeka va wano
mama Kisolo nabo ekizibu oli mumpi
wabula ndeka kati kambeera omumpi yakambeere wabula ndeka nviira kati sigenda mutwalira ddala Sauda siga muntu wakati kibalume oba ndi mumpi oba ndi muwanvu kibalume
I know very many people who can relate to that.
Mundeke.
But this kind of brotherhood,
Musonyi wakayiseemu muline taata Kisolo sama Uganda nze ndiwo abalungi abakanegatako ku sama Uganda embeera eno gye mulaba ku kitebe olunaku olwaleero abaana b'e Makerere abasuubizibwa gavumenti okubanga balabirirwa abadde basukute emyezi ezisukira ddala mwena nga tebalina bikozesebwa mu bulamu obwa bulijjo so president bwe yawulidde ensonga yaabwe yasitukiddemu ng'omukulembeze eyalondebwa bannayuganda entebe ye nemubbibwako tibuhabulwa nemubbibwako tibuhabulwa so olunaku olwaleero timu Sauda Madada mundeke ennyonnyola abantu munneesonyiwe president yalondebwa bannayuganda Museveni nabba entebe ye olunaku olwaleero abayise ku kitebe so president abayise abayizi abo olunaku olwaleero okubanga ate abawa ebintu ebikozesebwa mu bulamu obwa bulijjo so bangi nnyo lwakuba nti poliisi eri wabweru ebadde egezaako ate okubanga ezoganyamuko abasinga naye embeera emaze nedda mu nteeko oluvannyuma lwa Sauda bane monsonyiwe oluvannyuma lwa Alex Waiswa mufumbiro okwogera ne poliisi eyo ne bavaawo naye nga badde bazze okukola buli kika kya ffojjo yese jja mmutwala bada sagala kwita wali motive
The party has provided for you food, but this is only a temporary.
Ate mmere Holix wa Bobi yatandise bino ebintu bikumamu omuliro ogatagatta obufaananyi
Not take even 2 weeks.
bana emondeke.
What do we need as a university? We should not be threatened.
So ekyo kyekiriwo ebikozesebwa bingi nnyo omuceere nagwo weeguli wabula ngenda kunyiga akantu akajjako comment mugenda kufa nze mbabuulira
Right to a living,
ngenda kunyiga akantu akajjako comment zibeere off wecwi.
whether it is a private school,
So ekyo kyekiriwo obudde buno abaganda bange abasibo ne bannyabo abali ku sama Uganda Media abane Makerere bakyayiika wano ku National Unity Platform abo basuubizibwa gavumenti y'abalimba eyamwe Museveni okubalabirira naye ate ng'erimba. So President aleese ebintu biyitirivu nnyo
I would like to
ojja kunemerako mu nkuba embaga
make it
manyine
clear. I would love to thank the
so ekyo kyekiriwo obuwunga bumaze okuba nga bupangibwa ziri ekitono nnyo ensawo emitwalo ng'ebiri so n'omuceere nagwo gutandise okuba nga gupangibwa obudde buno.
all of you who have made an effort to come here amidst all the propaganda and intimidation that there is going to be police. Don't break up. It's our country. So, thank you so much. We build for the future.
Kansooke mbeesonyiwemukko.
People power, our power. Thank you so much. That is
Bannaye
to be an ancestor.
asirisa teyejjusa.
Progressively about 45. Not so. Yeah, thank you so much. For the case of gender, do you have any lady in the house that has gotten the vibe? Anita. Now, please come. Anita, what are you, Anita? You, Anita Hall. Anita Hall. Please escort her. Please escort her. Yeah.
Mumaze okumentenga mukoye enjogere. Mukoye enjogere. Naye bantu mmwe munjagaza ki bambi?
You know, we used to strike and it was one way. So whenever we would meet beautiful ladies, we would say, Akahaga, Akahaga, Akahaga. Anyway. You come and just give us the vibe. I like this young gentleman here. Saku, you are.
you. You cry as I am crying right now. I call upon you. Stand with us. We fight for change. Stand with us. Revolutionary. Kunga NUP kunga Makerere kunga
Yeah. I like the vibe. I like the what? Ladies and gentlemen,
Bannayuganda omutemu uyo.
Men of valor, join me as we welcome the combatant, the commander, the senior, the combatant,
You men and women of valor, you men and women of virtue, the gallant members of Intellectual Cosmos, a cream de la cream of intellectualism, the gallant members of Kongogomari, it is ultimately trafficking, bombasting, incansagarous, very bandadas, it is intertwined with idiosyncratic stereotypy. Hello. As I conclude, there was a poet called John Brown who said, "Don't ask for whom the bell tolls. It toll for thee. The bell is no longer toll for minority. It toll for all of us. The bell is no longer toll for combatants. It toll for all of us. Let's come on the crossroads of history and we sing or hamba. We fight for the right of Makerere. We fight for human rights fundamentalism. The Makerere, the culture, the daily no, the claiming no.
That's the combatant for you. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Combatant.
Okay, nziramu okwongera okubaniriza mwenna abali ku mukoto ogwa Sama Uganda. Amanya n'eddoboozi ayenze munnamwe ddala Sama Uganda Top 10 Taata Kisolo nze ndewo okubanga mbaweereza ensonga nga bwe zitambula. Mbasaba mu sharinga video eno nsaba etuuke ku bali abeeremeza mu buyinza ne babba entebe ya His Excellence nenge essaawa yonna olwa Katonda n'amaanyi ga bannayuganda abasinga obukoowu n'obunyiivu essaawa yonna entebe eno agenda kuba agituula mu so ekiriwo gwe eyakannegattako ali ku Sama Uganda Media Top 10 Taata Kisolo nze ndiwo okubanga mbaweereza ensonga nga bwe zitambula. President abayizi be Makerere babadde ne complain abaweererwa government oba government be yasuubiza okubanga baweerera mu mbeera yonna obanga balabira mu mbeera yonna babadde bamaze emyezi egikwata mwena nga tebalina bikozesebwa nga balimbibwa. So message yaabwe oba complain yaabwe bwe yatuuse eri president yayemokeddewo n'agamba ensonga z'abaana abo ngenda zikwasaganya ngenda kuba nfunamu akafubo nabo njogerekoko nabo ate tusobole okubanga tukola ku ebyo ebibanyiga. So yabagulidde obuwunga bungi nnyo, abagulidde omucere mungi nnyo, agenda kuba afunamu ekyemisana olunaku olwaliro nabo n'ebirala bingi. President ali mu kufuluma essaawa yonna agenda kujja kwogera nabo kubanga police ebadde ate etandise okubakwata nga baleese ebibanyigiriza ku kitebe. So police ebadde etandise okubakwata. So mubeereko mbasaba mwekuumire bwekumezi ku mukutu ogwa Sama Uganda mugenda kuba mumanya buli kigenda okubanga kigenda mu maaso. Mbebaza nnyo mwenna abaliko ku Sama Uganda. Taata Kisolo Jackson Muwonge bana muleko bana muondeke saka kubeera na mukazi alinganga musajja bana mugenda kunkubya sawuda madada muondeke nze nasazeewo nga sekakeddwa nga sitamidde abanjagaliza mugambe Taata Kisolo oye Taata Kisolo oye mugamba Sama tuli tiimu gwe Sama tuwagira gwe so oluusi tujokengamu naye nga tubeera serious mu nsonga naddala ez'eggwanga. So nze mwena mweddala Taata Kisolo top 10 Sama Uganda okubanga mbaweereza biki ebiri mugenda mu maaso ne bwe mugamba nti mugenda kwongulira force okumbaga yange ne Sauda sijagala. So ekyo kyonkikiri alinze kiwedde. So president gwe tulinze abenga afuluma ate tubenga tuwongerayo okubalaga ensonga nga bwe zigenda okubanga zitambula. Yenze mwena mweddala Taata Kisolo aye bannaye President Woyaja mubeereko bulijjo manye munjagala kumbe mwannemba. Anko Yisima wange Anko Tomo wange nkakasizza mu kyakemeterero emmeme nkakasizza bangi kakasijja mu kyakemeterero emmeme muli bangi Makerere oye. So nyongera okubaniriza Anko Yisima tomusange nkwagala nnyo muganda wange ebongerezaawo webale nnyo ku nsonga ya kaddata okumberamu Anko Yisima nkusiima nnyo muganda wange olina embeera enzibu zombeererawo n'oyemererawo. So Anko Yisima ngenda kusaba ensonga ya Sauda yo ogimma amazzi okusaba Anko Yisima abantu bonna kabanveemu neyimirira nange kuba nkwetaaga bano kambaleke bagala mubagamba Sama ne Sauda must shine mbonyiige nze nasalawo nga sikakeddwa nga sitamedde ndi Taata Kisolo.
Taata Kisolo
ate
ufuuka otya Taata Kisolo bwedda nkulira ejjo ng'ogamba mboli Taata Kisolo
tumachoka tomanyi kigenda maaso Kisolo choka tomanyi
And I think it is only just important.
Okay, woyaze president woyo aze president omwagalo wabanji woyo ali mukubanga ate ayingira
Our students are complaining night and day. I wonder why they continue to live this way. Things can change someday. If you really want them to change anyway, Makerere land is of abundance, but Makererians are suffering hunger today. Now, one guy like Museveni wants like presidency, we must abandon that dependency. Uganda's rich, but Uganda's poor because the leader is banking power. He runs the shop like Familia Player. The citizens suffer, but he don't care. Say, United Forces don't care.
Ana bane Makerere batusse. Bamusharira video nammwe.
People power is our power. Our power is people power. People power is our power. Our power is people power. People power. Mr. President, when it comes to university and university politics and universitarians, things become different. We were supposed to begin with prayer, but you see how they have started. The prayer was different. So I assume you know that we have prayed. Thank you. Come and lead us in both the national and the NUP anthem and Makerere anthem. You are free to call assistance.
I feel like passing, I feel like graduating. My name is Bobi Joshua. I come from Castle District and I'm at Makerere doing education. Thank you. We are going to sing the national anthem, then we sing the NUP anthem, and the Makerere anthem. Oh, Uganda, people are holy, we lay our future in thy hands. United, free for liberty, together we always stand. Makerere, Makerere, we build for the future. Makerere, great and mighty, great and mighty, inside. Those who have been to the gates of Makerere, give them the joy, give them the pride. Oh, to remember the gates of Makerere, 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 we look for the future. Makerere, great and mighty, the walls are on me. Great and mighty, the king is inside me. So, let's mobilize the power and sing the most powerful anthem. Oh,
Naluwedde tuliyambale ngule, tuliyambale ngule, tuliyambale ngule, olutalo naluwedde tuliyambale ngule, tulivimba mu Uganda empya, tuliyambala engule zimasamasa, olutalo nga luwedde tuliyambale engule, tulinyumirwa Uganda empya. Maama Kisolo oye. Sama oye. Taata Kisolo oye. Tata Kisolo oye. Mama Kisolo oye.
You will have your seats because I said we had a special prayer. We commit this gathering to God and we pray that He guides us through, especially on this day when we are meeting with the standard of Uganda's future. You are the standard of Uganda's future. What you are is what Uganda will be like. So if you don't stand for the voiceless, you know that Uganda will not have voiceless people because you're the standard of the future. And we are very, very humbled that we are with you here, though not in very interesting times, not in merry-making times, but in times when your plight has been forgotten. Times when the environment that anybody is supposed to enjoy while getting into the academia is not what you are enjoying. You are stifled to achieve whatever took you there, and it is for that reason that the National Inter-Platform, being a party of young people, a party of the promise of the new Uganda, a party with inclusivity, we found it imperative that we give you a platform because we have seen the nasty ongoings everywhere. You saw what happened, what is happening in Chambogo and all your other sister and brother students. So we do stand with you, and that's the purpose that we are here. Mr. President, sir, this gathering is here to understand the plight of our government students in all, both government and tertiary institutions that have been forgotten by those that are responsible to cater for their welfare. They are in very deplorable states, and we want to thank you and your leadership and the party for giving them that platform. We thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, because we are bogged by time, we will have very few speakers, but I want to take special recognition of the leaders present. The one in charge of the young people, the Honorable Zake Francis Buteli, is with us. Most welcome. We do have Benjamin Katana, the party treasurer, he is with us, and the former guild president. We are with the secretary general of the party, a former leader of the student union, guild speaker, Makerere University. You're most welcome. I want to welcome Musiri, the one in charge of students. People power! People power! He's the head of the institutions here. I want to also introduce the former guild president, Dr. Nambasa. You're most welcome. Power! Zake was also guild president. Yes, Zake was also guild president. So, without wasting any more time, allow me to invite Peter Banks. Peter Banks, is he here? Yes, Peter Banks, please come and give us an opening of whatever is happening there, and then we will invite Aine Mbabazi Doring, the Minister of Government Students, to also put us in the room.
Thank you so much. First and foremost, protocol observed, I'd like to thank God for this opportunity He has granted to me to stand in front of great men and women of valor, valiant Konkokome, the Konkokamas, the great intelligence here of the high institute, Makerere University. Mr. President, sir, me standing here is not because of my love, but the hunger I have as a person. As a student of Makerere University, we are not happy what is happening in Makerere University. We government students, we take translate nights reading books in high schools, coming to university expecting much, but you have received less than you expected. Mr. President, sir, I would like to thank you for hearing our cry we, the hungry students of Makerere University, for what you have done. It's a great work with what you have brought to us. I'd like to take you through what you are supposed to receive as we government students. As the freshers, those are people who have just joined campus, the year ones, they are supposed to receive 799,900 shillings. But then, people who are sleeping inside the halls, also university, we have UH, we have Mitchell, we have Nkrumah Sibira, we have Africa, we have Lumumba, we have May Stewart. Yes, whatever it is. People who are sleeping inside, the freshers received 92,000. It was 92 hours, received 92,000. Those are the freshers. Then the continuing students who are sleeping inside the school received 32, not 320,000. So, Mr. President, sir, come to people who are sleeping outside the halls. People received less money, but cannot even accommodate them to pay the rent to the halls, the hostels they are supposed to sleep in. They are sleeping there, but they have nothing to eat. Because those people received 450,000 that they are paying for rent, 350, so they end up remaining with 100,000. Now the service is ending to that, but money has not been added to us. So you think that somebody is going to the roads. You have the guy calling Matene, he's taking our things. We have put our laptops there so that we can get food to survive. My laptop was taken because I had nothing to eat. I had to give Marlene the loan, so my security to give me the money. I expect the money the next month, as they expected, as they promised us, but did receive the money. All my shoes have been taken. I took my shoes to my guy in UH, so that they'll give me money I can get because I was demanding me. But why all that? Because of the government we are having in university. They're not caring about us, they're caring on themselves. The first week we went to the Senate to negotiate with the D or to negotiate with the BASA. We ended up negotiating with the officers. All I wanted that the officers, all the staff members of Makerere University, not really. But we ended up negotiating with the officers. And again, we didn't get a chance of seeing the BASA, nor the D, or the Wangwe, the VC. Why are they hiding? If they are, what are they doing is very true. So, all this bad, we are unhappy of what is taking place in Makerere University. And Mr. President, sir, I thank you for the great work you've done. Me personally, I like you so much. Why I like you, boy? You get it? So, because of hunger, even yesterday, Otule stand up. My brother. That senior comrade is about me supper yesterday. And no supper. Is that good for me? So you end up being a burden to senior comrades, which is bad as a government student. We worked hard, we slept, we had president sleeps, reading books, because all my sisters and brothers went through Makerere University. A lot they told us about Makerere University. But Makerere is starting to become a kindergarten. Things are not moving the way they told us. Because all I was studying so that I can reach at the highest skill of integrity. But what is there? They are doing a disservice, hunger. We are many, we over 5,000 people, but because of papers and fixed schedules, 5,000. We are over. Yes, they can't hear all of us. So, a lot we are supposed to be here, but because of fixed schedules, papers and tests, our senior comrades are still there. And I also recall to whoever that is listening to my voice, you should also support us. We are requesting for your donations. In whatever hand is to pass, to us, you can a guarantee Makerere. A guarantee for Makerere in the university. Thank you, sir.
let us have the former minister, right? The minister in government. The current government. Sorry. She's the minister in charge. They are the people in power. Where is their money?
Praise God. Mr. President, Secretary General, good afternoon to all of us who are here. I'm called Doreen Ainebabas, and I'm serving as the current Minister for Production, Employment, Environment and Business at Makerere. I'm here to put out a cry to the government students. Members, we are hungry. Amplify. We are very hungry. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I was saying, we Makerere students, we are very hungry. And I want to say that we've been pushed onto the wall since the semester began. We have been adequately given onto our allowances. This is not really working onto us, the government students. Now, this cry that we are putting out, we are calling upon organizations there, people there, to come and hear out our cry. I want to take this opportunity to thank Mr. President for hearing out our cry. We don't take it for granted. Not all have been.
Makerere agamenza baluma temugamoge boogere nnyo muli
I want to go
balwadde.
back into the statistics of how much we've been receiving since the semester began for those students that stay inside or outside. But I want to say that we need your help and we call upon the government to do its part. We are tired of empty promises. They are promising here and there. We are tired. I want to end this communication by saying thank you so much for the chance that you've given to us to put out our grievances, and thank you for hearing us. Thank you for providing to us. We are very grateful.
All those words are of the minister in Makerere University. So it means that is how truthful it is. The students of Makerere are hungry and angered for not fulfilling the obligation of government. But don't you worry, I know it may be after you have left, but we are sure in the government of the National Unity Platform, things will always be moving in the trajectory that we desire, all of us. Let me invite, come and say something, Doctor.
Mr. President, the Secretary General, our leaders, and students, good afternoon to you all. I understand you're very hungry and I'm not going to take a little of your time. People power! People power! Makerere! Makerere! Sham! Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you as a former guild president of the Ivory Tower, the magnificent Makerere University. And I'm not new to the challenges that you expressed today. I was personally a government student. So I have gone through such times, and I want to tell you that there is a time we even striked at night because our recess allowances had not come through. So you're not the first, but I just hope that maybe you're the last. I want to remind you that during the time of the bad Idi Amin, all students that went to Makerere studied for free. They didn't pay money. They were given food. They were given allowances. They were given books in the library. But during the good times of the current regime, that is compared to the regime of the Amins, we have what we have here today. Am I communicating? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to assure you that we are with you. We support you as former leaders. We stand with you. We understand your cry, and I want in a special way to appreciate our party for coming through to help the distressed Makerere students. Because having to read, having to use your brain, I think the brain uses the most amount of glucose, but I really wonder if you're really passing those tests. I really wonder if you're. Please let us remain in line. And I know that we are very hungry, and I want to send out a message to the people that are in charge. If someone is expected to receive 700 plus thousand or 500 something, why would you give them 92,000? There is a belief that the office in charge could be using that money maybe to first make something, then they will give you the profit. And we know these things, we know these things, we know who is in charge of these things. You know the process of this, and we support you. That money is there. They have the money. If they can give musicians billions of money, why shouldn't they give the future of this country the money that they deserve to give? We are with you. We support you. Please continue to fight. Do not stop fighting. We have been threatened. I know that the DPC called some of you this morning, and that's why you're not here. But wherever you are, we stand with you. Mr. DPC, these are your children that you want to survive on hungry stomachs, yet they studied to make it to the University of Government Scholarship, and they were promised things. We have a contractual agreement with the people that admitted you to the university. They're supposed to provide these things for you. So we stand with you, we support you, continue to fight. The little support that is provided here, I do believe that it can do something, but do not relent.
Makerere.
Someone is sitting on it. The more you press, they are going to release that money. People power, our power. Thank you.
Nekanjire nga nkyali ekisolo. Omwana ayogedde ensonga.
You still have it on your fingertips. Let us invite, I think these three can come at once. Mr. Otuke Isaac, our NUP. Otule. Yes, Mr. Otule. Mr. Wandukwa Simon. And then Mr. Churchill.
Kamuyombe. Ebayombye sebenji.
Administration Z. The president, the legitimate president of Uganda, our dear Secretary General, the party leadership, student leaders, and everyone around. We welcome you this place. But before I take this great opportunity, as one of the leaders of the NUP Interim chapter, to thank our dear president for having listened to our cry. The day we came here to write, very many students were crying in Makerere University over hunger. We had nothing to do. We helped those we could, but we couldn't help everyone. We wrote to the president, he welcomed us, we talked to him, and he said he will give some help to the few, and that's what he has done. Mr. President, I'm here to inform you that back in the days, being on government was a pleasure. It was something that everyone wished to be. But today, to the current state of Makerere, it has become a disgrace. If they're on government, they don't give them their allowances. Even parents are well convinced that the government is giving them money, so they don't give them upkeep. Today, as I speak, people are starving. But I want to assure Mr. President, this is very unfortunate. To see our fellow students starving to death, we don't wish to see them committing suicide. Because when you add anger to examination stress, it equals to death. And yet we are going for our examinations. Mr. President, the day we left here, the DPC of Wandegea, Afande Hassan, called all the Mgosa leaders who came here. He told them, we are going to arrest you, we are going to suspend you. And very many of them got intimidated. He just said that because they're mobilizing for people to come and get food. But I want to assure you, Mr. DPC, we are ready to die of bullets, but we shall not die of hunger. Back to my fellow students. These are the times that we need to stand as the youths of this country. These are the times that we need to know that everything concerns us. When we had the fees policy, some government students were like, I don't pay tuition. The government pays for me. They shied away. Today we're on government. Today's nation is on the government side. Very many private students are like, it's not about me. But I want to assure you, everyone will test on the pain, on the tears of this government. I want to assure you. This is the time that we need to stand, that we need to revive the Makerere that existed, that when one student missed an examination, all the rest never did that examination. But I want to assure you that we speaking, I missed an examination over tuition. Just because we have lost it. Where have we gone wrong? Why don't we have those solid leaders, the current aspirants? Where did the Makerere leadership go? Where did the revolutionaries go? Where did the series of today? It's time that we need to stand as Makererians and put up a change. And I may have a lot to say, but due to time, thanks very much for listening to me.
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wanduba Simon. I am a third-year law student, and I am a hungry Makererian. Very hungry and very angry. Mr. President, in 2017, the administration of Makerere removed food from halls of residence amidst the strong opposition from the Education Committee of Parliament. And they scrapped off that privilege of food. And from that time, students are dying in their small rooms in Chukumi, and in halls of residence. Students are surviving on cassava and water, and yet they're supposed to be in classes, concentrated and reading. The Nawangwe administration and its policies do not have any empathy on students. All they want is to reduce a university to a go to class and back to your room kind of thing. This is a university for God's sake. We have had many times when this university comes out to shut down students whenever they have genuine concerns. When the former guild president, Nambasa, was president, she led a team of students to strike for their rights. And I want to tell you, gallant Makererians here, that whereas the NUP, the National Platform here, has given us food in the form of rice and posho, I want to implore you, I am not part of those that are going to keep lamenting on several other organizations calling out for food. I want to call upon you, let us get back to streets like we have always done. When Nambasa led a group of students, Nawangwe suspended students until he could not suspend them anymore. There were many. Yes. But when they suspend you alone, everyone keeps quiet. When Basa Price was suspended alone, everyone kept quiet. You know, when I was suspended with a group of few others like Odama there, the rest of you kept quiet. But when Nambasa was suspended with a group of 15, all of them were restated. Now, Nawangwe does not have capacity to suspend all of you in thousands. For God's sake, you are over 5,000 government students. And I want to call upon you that as we are here lamenting about the food problem and challenge in Makerere University, I know we have done our part as government students. We have always come out on streets to raise our voices, but there are more problems concerning government students. Recently, they have cut the number of government students from over 5,000 to 3,000.
passed on the floor of Parliament to increase the allowances from 4,500 to 10,000. It was still cut down by the cabinet of Mr. Museveni. Now, these are things we're talking about and a reality in this country. When we talk about these things, many of you think we're politicizing, but the challenges of government students is real. Get back on the streets, put on your red gowns whenever you're oppressed, and demand for your rights. Thank you very much. Makerere road. Makerere road. The fighting road. The fighting road. Intimidation is Z. Intimidation is Z. In our one Z. Ra. Ja. Hello. People power. Our power. Our power. People power. We. I say anyway. The losing Z, the hunger Z, the starving Z, the winning goal. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of Uganda, the Secretary General of the ruling political party, Mr. Treasurer, Minister in charge of Youth Affairs, all esteemed leaders present, Makererians, a good afternoon to you all. My name is Senator Muchachi James, a son of the land and a member of the Hungry Students Committee that has decided to associate at the government offices here at Kabuli. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to join you to present our plea to the President. Mr. President, sir, this is just a preamble of the pain and hunger inside the great walls of Makerere. Many students were intimidated from coming, many were demoralized, many don't know what not. Those that have decided to stand with what you believe is right. The DPC made few calls yesterday. I, for one, received the call. I was told not to doubt myself in things that do not concern me, but I strongly believe I and Makerere students are as one. Whether or not the government student, what affects the girls Makerere and affects us as one. We are here in unison and in unison to extend our cry to you, the President of the National Unity Platform, and to other donors. We are very much aware that a bigger population of people would have been here if it weren't for certain circumstances. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had a history of draconian policies being instigated by the current administration. And Mr. President normally said, a great writer once said that every generation has its mission, and it is upon that generation to betray or fulfill that mission. As Makererians, we have a mission to see that these draconian policies come to an end. You don't need a leader. You don't need a leader to show you direction. However, it is self-instigated. It is self-propagated. I strongly believe you that are here is a true representation of what you believe in. And if you really have to stand for the truth, you better be ready to stand alone. I would like to conclude by saying that the question of the day shall not be answered by the speeches of the nobles, but by blood and iron. Let's get that blood and iron out. Let's go there and let's fight one side.
You know, when somebody puts on this mark and this kind, I'm encouraged and inspired. Thank you very much, actually. You've made my day. You have spoken, and I'm grateful that you got the time, actually. Thank you. They took the time. Proceed.
Thank you, Deputy Spokesperson, the mighty party, National Unity Platform. Mr. President, the Revolutionary President, His Excellency Robert Sentamu Kyagulanyi, aka Bobi Wine. I like saying that out. Secretary General and former Speaker, Makerere University, and former President of Law Society at Makerere. My brother, I call him my brother because I love him so much, Benjamin Katana. He is so much, he loves the institutions, the students at large, and he's our treasurer. Thank you so much for being around. Zake Ziruge, our Commissioner of Parliament. You know you are the Commissioner. The legitimate one. Yes. I mean it. That's why I assert it assertively. Madam President, you know, once a president at Makerere, you die a president, you know that. Nambasa, Shamim Nambasa, and the current comrades. First of all, it is not about only government students from Makerere University alone, Mr. President. We have the representation of government students from Chamboko University. Please stand up and the President sees you around.
People power! Power, power! Power, power! People power!
He's alone because right now as we speak, government students of Chamboko University have an industrial action. They are currently striking. They are on the streets. Therefore, for those of us that are here, it's just as late as yesterday. As Churchill and colleagues have said, please get out your gowns, iron them, and you know how we do it. You know the practice, you know the culture of Makerere University. Mr. President, I just want to remind these young men, because of time, about our times. You know, you sang some nice song. Of course, all your songs are nice. The lyrics are nice. But you said that people want to go to heaven, but they don't want to die. I don't know whether people think about them. Think about the lyrics, apart from just dancing themselves lame around the lyrics. Therefore, I want to empower young men of the Hill currently, that some of us were suspended, not even once, not even twice, but we still stayed firm and we stood firm. I want to tell you that I was suspended 4 times. I won a scholarship from the Chinese embassy. It was scrapped off during the Christmas fall that I relate with colleagues. Mr. President, when impasses like now come, when people are hungry, they forget that they have a duty to fight. I want to thank you, Mr. President. The day we came to Makerere, you named me after a giant on the continent Africa called Stephen Biko Bantu. It was yesterday that you called me the same name. And by calling me Stephen Biko, I knew it was His Excellency Robert Sentamu Kyagulanyi calling. No other. We shall not go into the details of how and what happened on Stephen Biko Bantu. But that's why I want to empower you young men. I want to guide you that scholarship, you are shivering around, saying I can't lose it. I can't do what is best. I can't do my duty. It's nothing. I want to tell you that I have colleagues that have gotten first-class degrees but rotting in the villages because of unemployment. I am telling you that you students, you must know your role, that you are the catalyst of change in the revolution. I want to thank those of you that have come out. Amidst the intimidation, well, you are not even intimidated. Mr. President, the man they are talking about, Matene, who is lending money to your students, our brothers and sisters, is a former emperor of Lumumba. But as we speak now, he's also a coward. He used to stand, but now he's a coward and is being used. We do not know his sources. And I want to tell you, Mr. President, that these people have not yet faced the wrath of the management. But when we stood firm with those of Obedichu, both Darmel, at one time, Professor Barnabas Nawang was a coward to us. And every day we would stand, he would be on the next plane to Russia. Can't you be like us? I want to remind you, I wasn't acting in any capacity. I was only the class rep of my course that was about to be even scrapped off. Just a class rep intimidating a vice chancellor.
Uncle Isma.
At one time, we got them in the main building. They started urinating. Vice professors, because these are not professors, these are mafias, acting on behalf of the tyranny to squeeze you, because they know if you stand and just do what you're supposed to do, you can change this government. You are the only way, I mean you students, for our president, His Excellency, Robert Sentamu Chaplain, to become the next president. Because he's the legitimate president that we voted in 2021. Who doesn't know that? But because we were sleeping on job, that's why he's not in the State House. Can you rise up? It's beyond just government students. Because I can tell you, I can tell you that all institutions are under attack. They are all under siege. We have seen a lot of draconian policies everywhere. And Mr. President, lastly, this is how they compromise these students. While we were fighting and struggling in Fismas Fall, during the draconian policy that necessitates the 15% tuition increment for graduate 5 years, some of the leaders were compromised by just, now we can go to the climax, to the extreme of just bribing a student by getting what they want. There is one friend of ours who said he wanted to sleep with a white woman. I am telling you, Professor Barnabas Nawambe got a white woman for that guy. There are those that were compromised for just on a bed space. And you know them. But when we stood, for example, Papa Were, we taught him a lesson. Can you stand up? Gallant Makerere, gallant combatants of Makerere, can you stand up and teach somebody a lesson? It is time now or never for God and my country.
Thank you, Steve Biko.
Musiri David, photo soldier.
That was powerful. Comrade Biki.
I think I am to be machine. Emopeto be machine. Semanya machine nenga.
Our power is Makerere. I know you're hungry, so I will not take a lot of time. Gallant but hungry intellectuals. Yes. This is a sweet but bitter moment. Sweet in a sense that we get share in friendship and comradeship, but bitter that you're hungry. And your hunger is not on account of government's inability to take, but because you are not a priority of government. Every day you see headlines of billions of money given away because the priority of the rich. If you want to build the country, you invest in building the future. How do you invest in building for the future? You know the motto of Makerere, build for the future. By prioritizing priority. Because we are not dealing with statesmen who who are interested in the future. But we are dealing with people that are interested in regime survival. The money that should have fed you, because it is your right, because you fulfilled your side of the bargain and excelled in exams, that money is used by the regime of Museveni to rent support. And if someone does not treat you as a priority, then you should also not treat them as what? As a priority. Every day we see ridiculous statements coming from Makerere University suspending students. But you know what that means? It means that Nawangwe and the administration have chosen to be agents of oppression. But the bigger problem is not the agents, but the master of the agents, who is oppression personified, Museveni. Where there is his name, you can replace it with oppression. And oppression, wherever it exists, the only medicine for oppression is resistance. But if you listen to intimidation from a mere DPC, you listen to intimidation from Nawangwe and others that work with him, you are enabling him to perform his job of being an agent of oppression effectively. You are empowering him. The only way you can stop that oppression is by standing up to be counted. Your hunger has a relationship with a person who is now dying in hospital because there is no medicine and the doctor has not been paid to perform their duty. When a regime loses legitimacy, it now concentrates on two things: violence and buying support. So the money that should have taken care of you, the money that should have worked in the hospitals, the money that should have enabled your parents to access medical care, that should have enabled roads to be worked on, is being used by Museveni to facilitate his political machinery. So from today, you should know that your enemy, the reason why you're hungry, the reason why the side of government has not been fulfilled is not because of Nawangwe. Nawangwe is just an agent of an oppressive and parasitic system of Museveni, which you must stand up and fight. Thank you very much.
The Secretary General.
Temuyina manyi bannange. Understandably so. People power. Our power. Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. President and fellow leaders. I just want to reiterate the words of Comrade Otule that injustice against one is injustice against all. And he clearly said that when it came to private students, government students said this does not concern us. Today it is government students and private students are saying this does not concern us. When Makerere is being oppressed, Chambogo says this is not about Chambogo. When Chambogo is being oppressed, Makerere does not speak out. But we eventually realize that we are all caught up in this web of injustice in this our country. I was listening to your leaders the other day and they told me that some female students have been forced to go into what? Because they are hungry and they are starving. How can Makerere students be allowed to go? This one is calling them sleepovers. But they are not really sleepovers. It is terrible. We must all rise up and resist injustice and impunity. Like my brother Benjamin said, all that is happening is not because the government does not have money. They have more than necessary, but you people are not a priority to them. And yet we are singing that we build for the future, the great Makerere. How can you build for the future when students are hungry and they are starving? And when they rise up to speak, I saw these comrades from Chambogo the other day being picked up like grasshoppers. Right now as you are coming in, I saw police guys here trying to stop you. And the DPC saying you should not come to Kabule because Kabule is going to give you food. I even saw some propaganda which they had put out there to say that NUP has cancelled this event. That we needed permission from police. We did not get it, therefore the event has been cancelled because they're trying to frustrate you in that regard. So, ladies and gentlemen, we need to understand what is going on in this country. For us as a national unity platform, we believe in investing in the future of our country. That is why our main priority is healthcare and education. And I can tell you, the day our president sits in that state house, which legitimately would belong to him even right now, the things we are going to focus on, most importantly, are education and healthcare. Why? Because if you invest in the people, you are investing in the future of your country. That is what we believe in. That is what we believe in as the National Unity Platform. It is very unfortunate. I even saw a headline the other day. They were saying that very soon they are going to scrap government scholarship. Instead of increasing, they are just trying to reduce. And that is what they want to do. They want to scrap government scholarship. You know what has been going on. We lose over 10 trillion shillings in corruption every single year. Other countries are even having free university education for all students. But here, even the few who are on government scholarship, they are not giving you allowances on time, and they are even contemplating removing all that. So, I think the most important call today is rise up and defend your rights. Rise up and fight for a better country. Someone was even telling me yesterday that some government students, the little money you get, you send some of it at home. Because your parents are what? Are poor. So you can see that the problem is not only here. It is a national problem. So when a parent is lucky and their child goes on government scholarship, they know that at least these other children are going to get some money. When that government student is given an allowance, this one who is at Makerere is going to send me some money, and I take the siblings of this one to school. So stop looking at this as your own problem. Look at it as a national problem, and let us fight to resolve it. Without wasting any other time, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to allow you to allow me again to invite the president to speak to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Now, gallant Makererians, I mean hungry Makererians, today I'm going to be brief. I wanted the world to listen to you, not to me. Me, I graduated from Makerere 21 years ago. So it is you guys that know the Makerere of today. When I was Makerere, when I was in Livingstone, when I was in Makerere, we would eat. Actually, every Thursday we would look forward to some chikoko. Those days, Makerere was the aspiration of every student, every child. We would to make sure we reach Makerere. And every time a child reached Makerere, the parents were relieved. Unfortunately, all that glory has been eroded over time. When I was listening to us singing the university anthem, you know me, I pay attention to the lyrics. I would hear from east to west, from north to the south, all voices singing, "Arise, Makerere."
But does that still reflect? Does that still make sense? Arise, Makerere. Don't forget, through the years, those that have walked through the great gates of Makerere, are the gates still great? Is Makerere still great? I was very well represented by the people that have spoken, especially your leadership. Your former guild president put it very straight, and I cannot add so much useful stuff to that. However, like Comrade Katana said, all institutions are being eroded slowly but surely. What's painful is that what is meant to build for the future is actually clearly destroying the future. Imagine the children in primary school that are going, those that are going for or are doing their UCE exams, those that are sitting their senior six. You think they dream of coming to Makerere, the greatest university in Uganda? No. Because, I mean, look at the government students. Back then, we would brag at being government students. It meant a lot. People would fear me because I was a government student. They don't fear you anymore. Why? Because of what the regime has reduced you to. This is not an issue of the enablers. It is not an issue of the students that sell you out. As a matter of fact, it is not an issue of Nawangwe. There's the original planner of all this, and that is General Museveni. And if the guy was gone by now, he would not be here. So, friends, you are on your own. We all are on our own. And therefore, each one of you, each one of us must play a role in the transformation of this country. Everywhere it is dead because that's how they want it to be. They want to reduce you to beggars. But most importantly, they want to beat you down psychologically. To make you believe that you don't deserve anything. You are the first line of intellectualism in Uganda. But look at you, look at how you're being treated. They're forcing you to believe that you don't matter in this country. And I beseech you, don't accept that nonsense because you matter. Back in the day, how could a DPC in my days call a student of Makerere and tell them not to exercise their right? In my generation, you tell us that nonsense. It's like in my generation, all of us were Musiris. All of us were Nambasas. And I request you to emulate these leaders. Dictatorial governments only listen to pressure. And that brings me to why we invited you here. We were in Kisoro yesterday, but we knew that we had to meet you today. Today is only a symbolic gesture of solidarity with you, to share a meal with you, but most importantly, to provoke those that are supposed to be fulfilling this responsibility and they are absconding on it. So with this gesture, I want to challenge the administration of Makerere and indeed to warn you that these students that don't have to eat, when push comes to shove, they are going to eat you. Yes. So better do what you have to do now. To you friends, if you don't stand up, nobody is going to see you. If you don't speak up, nobody is going to hear you. Such governments work on pressure. And we hope this gesture, number one, incites others. Because you guys are our children, you are our friends, but most importantly, you are our hope. So I encourage all thoughtful Ugandans to come to your aid. Hunger is not like rent. Rent can wait. Hunger, you cannot hide from it. Some of us have skills in hiding from landlords. But you cannot hide from your own stomach. So this is to remind those that are responsible and to provoke them and to warn them. With those few words, ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage you to pressure those that are supposed to do things so that they can do what they are mandated to do. I thank you and I encourage you to stand firm to resist. This is oppression, and like Mike said, you cannot replace oppression with Museveni. Rise up and demand for what's rightfully yours, because if you don't, then even the most basic of your rights, you will lose them. They'll do what they have to do, and everybody will be happy. Thank you very much, for God and my country.
Oli kusama Uganda Media Tata Kisoro.
People power. I definitely don't want to be
for BBS and
obasi rero luzungu abo mawulire g'Oluganda mugazi mu Luganda namunyola yayogedde
Njaba nyonyola nga ntuuse ekisolo.
So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We will not take questions. We will interact with you. We will now take the next step of the luncheon. So you work it out. If you come and tell me here, I will not give you a chance because the president has spoken.
Okay, mulungi ali ku Sama Uganda top 10 Tata Kisoro.
No, we are going to give you the modalities. Don't move us yet. We will give the direction on how we go because we have certain things that you're going to receive.
Mutima muviiridde. Sagala semberera motive. Anko Isma ensonga ya kaddata nyigirizaamu olwalira kamalize Anko Isma tomusange muganda wange twogere bana yamuwadde haaga oba ayiseewa omulabye
Mr. President,
student nga nakawere omwana mutadderi wansi oyo president w'abantu
that man has very inspiring words. He really wanted me to give him a chance to say something, but this is what he has for you. He asks you to keep time when you have events, and there is a student who has passed on in Chambogo because of anger. A young girl has passed on because of anger, and let us all stand up in recognition of that lost soul. Let's stand up for recognition of that lost soul. That is what it means. It is not rhetoric. We are not here for games. People are dying, and they are dying of lack of food in the 21st century.
Buterevu oli ku Sama Uganda ensonga eri wano ba student bafenjala abe Makerere challenge tutasinza okubeera nayo abakulembere gwanga lino tebasoma ye challenge tutasinza okusisinkana mu gwanga lino. So president abaana be Makerere abategekedde kyemisana kubanga bafenjala, so abategekedde obuwunga omuceere n'ebintu ebyenjawulo. Mwebale nnyo mwenna abali ku Sama Uganda Media top 10 top 10 wamwe ate mu nsonga y'emu Tata Kisolo owaddala ayenze president agenda kujja abaana bano ate abakwase obunga nze Tata Kisolo Sama Uganda top 10 okubanga mbatuusaako ensonga nga bwe zitambula wano ku kitebe ekya National Unity Platform akwasa omwagalo w'abangi His Excellence Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Tulina obuzibu bw'eggwanga lino ku mirembe gw'amiini abaana abo baweebwanga akasente basomeranga bwereere ate nga beeyagala mu buli mbeera. Ne tulina obuzibu obwajja mu ggwanga nti abali ku mbeera tebaasoma, taata maama omwana kati buli kimu bakivuga supiidi, buli kimu bakivuga nga bwe balabye kubanga tebabirinaako idea yonna. Nze Museveni musinga ebitabo, wallahi faza mazadai Museveni musinga ebitabo, tuyimirire musinga ebitabo ne waba mukazi we ne waba mutabani we mbasinga ebitabo. So nze munammwe ddala Tata Kisolo Sama Uganda top 10 nze mbaweereza ate nga nkimanyi munjagala. I know manyi nti munjagala mbasiriwo nenda banga muyaya nasamaliwa banange samaliwa I know munkwate mpola nete mugenda kunsiba ko kyesaagala ekyo kyo nkibabuulira temugenda kunkakako kintu kyesaagala so ndi muntu mukulu eyesalirawo ate ategeera so mukomye okunsibako sawuda madaada.
So those of you who have registered, you will do lines here. Alan, let's be here on the lines. Let the people begin from here. We will have the lines, students of Makerere only here. Those who are not students and have registered, come here like this. You will pass here, get whatever you get, and then you will have the name. Make sure the person in front of you is from Makerere. Feel very proud to know that. Make sure
Too bad one, eh?
Okay? Okay, as long as the Makerere students in the line. Thank you.
Museveni teyasoma mbabuulira ebyaddala. President ene tunula eno munsi wako jeno okunkuba omukazi alina omukono ogulinga gw'abasajja amondeke mukono gumulinga gwa kireewo sawuda nze taata kisolo bannaye down. Jonah.
Yes, buli gwe bawayimirire wano tufune official photograph. Sister yimirira wano space ekyaliyo sister. Hello, sister. Kama hotel.
Let's have a picture here.
Ojichwala tanawe.
Okay, katufuna speed.
Okay, let's have that one. Thank you. Let's just go forward.
Bobi wine no mutima omubi Bobi wine mukope embutagawa mbumukodo mwa tubagambe kye tuleke ki mmwe omaye musajja oyo gya tujje mutuleke mbutagawa mukopi ogwene nyoko abantu mmwe temanyi musajja oyo kyategeeza gwanga lino era nze mbasaasira. Abaana b'e Makerere enjala ebadde badde balaba Kasimayiro basanyufu. Tulina obuzibu mu ggwanga lino bali kulembera tebaasoma. Minister wa Education bamuzanga ku kkubo nga bali mu nsiko ne bamukwana nakkereza. Chwi! Halo Janet Kataha. Yes, Mutaveni. Jangu tugende. Kale tadi. Tamanyi awandiika linnya lye mbwe Minister of Education. Nze nabagambye oyo bonna basenga ebitabo famire yonna bagigatta. Bagigatta nga tewali ansinga high level academics. Naye mmwe wasaka kuna mukola linnya Sauda Madada ku page yange mu Nelson wammwe.
Before you have lunch with the president.
So abasenga jukira bateesateeseddwa abasenga nabali wano sofa laba line gyekoma kambayise mu line ne mugirabe waliwo tulinawo abaana sofa ndooza 15,000.
Akacheka, akaumba, akaumba, akacheka. Kangenda Bobi, anganye mama. Kangenda Bobi, akwagala. Kangenda lupwe, nganye mama. Kangenda lima, lupwe, akwagala. Kangenda limba. Kangenda Bobi, anganye mama. Kangenda limba.
Leba bambe enjala ebadde baluma ebyaddala musere bebaze on behalf of Makerere soko bebaze abakulu
abagala kubebaza mwena abalina kye mwakontributinze abaweereza ebirabo bino okuyita mu pulezidenti waffe tubeyanziza nnyo mwebale nnyo ate ffe Makerere tugamba
Makerere banade bamaze banga kinga mu mbeera eno bannaye tusagaze mu katono nnyo
ebbanga bamaze emyezi wajinda beegi abaana baagala kufa kibi nnyo nti abamu kati batandise n'okwetunda abalala banoonya bafuse ba beggars banaye tubeebaza gwe wenna ali eyo ng'oli mu diaspora olinako by'osobola okukola yita mu sama obeereko nekikontributinga sama abigabula abaana bangi osobola bamalayo wakyaliyo ab'e Makerere abatazze waliyo ab'ekyambogo waliyo abamugusi waliyo ab'embalala waliyo ab'eggulu ne mu institutions obutono so abaana bangi naye tubayambe tubajje mu njala
tumira abantu b'e Makindya
banjagala nnyo kulwa bino bye bandabye Makerere yenzimbye ebyobufuzi by'abaana bye binzimbye ate mwe Makindye West tujja
Okay, oli ku sama Uganda top 10 Tata Kisolo batengezaako okubalaga embeera abaana babawadde omucere n'obuwunga balaga nti essanyu lyo amazima lingi nnyo ddala so kitegeeza nti e Makerere ebyaddala embeera yo ebadde ya mulembe waliwo omwana nga ayambadde suuti naye bamuwadde akacere n'akawunga n'awulira essanyu erino eggwanga kibano be twalirabiddeko abaana abayivu so lino eggwanga bana basajja baagala eggwanga lino ekisekererwa laba omwana ali Makerere olowooza kino kifaananyi ki eri omwana ali mu P1 bamuwadde kasawo kamuceere musome e Makerere University so bika byamaziga by the way biruma okuba nti bano abaana bebasawo basoma busawo basoma busomesa bagenda kujjawa mulaalo esomesa bana b'eggwanga nga bayita mu mbeera eno gye bamaliriza okusoma so bika byamaziga byewuunyisa naye ate nga bituufu so president abayise obalaba babawadde muceere nakawunga bawulira essanyu kubanga basinga babadde bamaze ennaku nga tebalya so twebaza president waffe n'ekibiina okutwaliza wamu gwe omulungi ali nange kusama kamaze wa president Laba president w'abantu oyo president yewaddeyo agabire abaana obuwunga si kutuma wabula abukwate making sure nga bakwasa ayambuddemu ne kooti ye ekooti gye yambuddemu ya gold njirabenge masamasa agijjemu nagiteeka ebbali n'agamba bano baana baggwanga eyo gye bali nali mbaddeyo abyambuddemu nabiteeka ebbali wuuyo ali mu kugaba buwunga wuuyo yaddogadde oyo ye president wa Uganda ye president alumirira omuntu wa bulijjo ye president nga buli munnayuganda kyayitamu kimukwatako nammwe bantu mmwe oyo musajja muli mukolera ki oyo musajja yali ayina sometimes nkolabo video nolaba makage gali ku mayiro namba mayiro nga 5 bambi bawulira essanyu naye yabireka byonna nabiteeka ebbali sigamba nti yayina naye yavayo nolaba omusiru sometimes masaga byogerako mbangenda vaako bavumevume nolaba omusiru ng'avaayo nga munaku famire ennaku maama taata jjajja kojja senga baaba nga bannaku bazibu mbwe Kyagulanyi ali mu firimu Kyagulanyi atulima nogagatira bembw eno yali mugagga oyo golaba ne byonna yabiteeka ebbali ku lw'ensi ye kubanga munnayuganda eno nsi yiye ekimukakata kuva ku bano abagobogwe mu nsi abaginoonyooto bonyonyose ababbi oyo munnayuganda amini yetu yasoma nebiki byakolera ensi ye amini yagenda bugenzi nga basobola ente nga bazisuula nga babaseera ennyonyi nabuuza ennyonyi ya sente meka nebamugamba sereka atugula ennyonyi nga 10 eggwanga ne ligula ennyonyi teyasoma bino bintu tebyetaaga kusoma byetaaga common sense mu baganda bange bampuliriza kuba akafaananyi lino eggwanga singa mene yakyaliina ne bana basajja tebasoma lino eggwanga balitwala nga famire yaabwe kuba akafaananyi bano mula abaana bamakerere basanyufu lwa buwunga na muceere ne bagenda okusomesa abaana bammwe bebasomesa baganda bammwe bagenda kujjawa mulale basomesa ebyaddala nga bayita mu mbeera enyigirizibwa bwetolwa gavumenti bano bala gavumenti yabasuubiza okubasasulira okubaweerera okubayisa mbooli embeera bamaze emyezi 4 nga tebawa ssente tebawa kyakulya abaana bali Makerere University awo beetunda omwana ave waka mama nga amanyi omwana asoma nga lye nali mwamalaya nga si kwagala wabula nga embeera yemunyegeza nga tagenda ffera mu nnyumba nasalawo aveeyo akole obwamalaaya asobola ofuna ekyokulya abaana bano oluusi babaweera ne bakadde baabwe so baganda bange embeera eno tulina okuyimuka nga bannayuganda okubanga tugirwanyisa ffe kennyini eno generation ffe abavubuka ffe tulina okumakinga sure nga tumalawo embeera eno abo basawo bankya abo basomesa bankya naye embeera gye balimu yeeyo balooya bankya ogenda kumeka otyashoma tagenda kulya nguza okutereza famire ye lino eggwanga tuyinza olitereza nga buli muntu musanyufu nga buli kintu nga kiri okay abantu bakaaba amaziga abaana bakaaba amaziga bataata bakaaba bajjajja bakaaba bakojja bakaaba bino bigenda kukomadde nga musaasira Kyagulanyi agenda bawadde obuwunga banaye mwemuke mu nsonga y'ensi yammwe eno ensi yammwe bino ebintu byetaaga common sense okutereza kasasiro byetaaga common sense okutereza ebintu ebisobye byetaaga common sense tebyetaaga kusoma nze sasoma n'ensenga mu 7 otegera can you imagine banange saagala nnyo njogere bingi banaye mundeke ndi muntu mukulu ndi taata kisolo so saagala munjogeze bingi munankyaya ttana munankyaya saliimu banange temunjogeza bingi Zake.
Ina kukatamba.
Salamu alaikum. Enkofira kansuka nje kujja koto yanyinya. Buza ku bantu banange tata mitiyana.
Bagawamire.
Kulikayo.
Bana be Makerere.
Kulikayo.
Tuvudeyo.
Ebanga bwosomere Makerere embera yali etya. Kuba waliko girudi wa Makerere embera yali tambesera bya. Muyali bwete mwaka benjala bwe muti.
Naye nze namaliriza byonna nga nkiyiye. Nomanyi ebyange ng'omugagana.
Zake.
Amaliza kyonna tukiyiye olw'ensonga nze nali sikiriza. Administration kumanyira ba students era nga babawe embeera yonna tukuŋŋaana ne tukikubamu ne tugenda ku street abaana ne tulabanga bafuna eddembe lyabwe so kyenkungira aba student be Makerere sawa ya leero nawange mu munaabire maaso nze nawange bwe yajja mu parliament eyo mumanyi bye namukola so
So abaganda bange amwena abali ku sama bane temukwata video nga veri mu toilet banayo no mugamba so alo mugambe temukwata video bali temakiriza kwata present video nga liri mu banaye tumunyisa so abalungi abali ku sama Uganda Media President olunaku olwaleero agabudde abaana be Makerere University embeera embeera gye babadde bagamba ebadde ebanyigayo n'ayimirira nabo mu nsonga ebanyigereza. So abaana mwena abasigaddeyo mulina okuyimirira okulaba nti embeera eno ate tusobola okuba nga tugimalawo. Basimbye ddala ono bafuna akatambaala
enkofira yange
mbadde njira bali njagala osoko
eriwa
eno njina ogenda giteko ngo kyatuyenda mmetiana President emmere yesu sagambye anje donating do omwana oyo emmere yesu sagambye anje donating President agamba basavinga mpola ayagala kusavinga ayagala besavingira agamba basavinga mpola President ayagala kubesavingira
Okay.
You want soda, water? Water, soda. Water, soda. Water, soda.
So you don't eat beef. You eat beef.
Soda, water.
Of course. Food is little. Emmere nyingi. Emmere mbawe nyingi. Okay, sure.
Kanso yagala emmere President n'agaba enva
Ojja kudda.
Ajja kudda ddabo.
Mujja kudda bannange emmere gyeri mubawe emmere nyingi.
I'll give you some.
Oyo gwe bayita mwoyo gwa ggwanga naye mmwe kanso yakoze ku mmere President n'akola ku nva Zake n'akola ku nva eziddako waiso anakola ku soda n'amazzi mukitegedde ekyo kibayita ekibiina ky'abantu
Authority. We used to call it bigger band. The next prefect is in charge of the bigger band.
kwezi nagaye buli anyiziza akajama ngenda muwa katono kyomanya abafumbi babawambye dda buno budde be bali mu kugabula emmere nenga mbebaza nnyo mwenna ababeera ku Sama Uganda top 10 Tata Kisolo nze ndiwo okubanga mbaweereza ndi wano okubanga mbaweereza. Thank you so much mwenna abagoberera ensonga ne agabe ennyama ng'agyogererako agambye oli takamwa biifu amwinako biifu mbongo oli ageranga mu Musama va mwene yope sisagala kumacha kubeera fineeto sisobola kubeera fineeto
Soda water. Fanta.
sisobola kera kumacha va mwene yope siri fineeto sisobola kubeera fineeto
Water soda.
President agegwe nkweneko beef segenda kuwa beef so mukulembeze atenga sometimes ajokingamu n'abantu be ye president kwetwagala ensi nebeera nga nsanyufu naye abantu bekyawa buli omwala bamuntu nga muyekera kubanga tufuga muyekera buli omwala bamunenga mulabe kubanga tufuga mulabe so linebwe nga yetwetaaganga buli muntu nga ali happy. We can imagine nga president wamwe gwe mwalonda abakulembera nga yabagabula musajja banaye mmwe temumanyi banange temumanyi nkugambe council of secretary general yakutte mu mmere president nakwata mu nva commissioner waddala nakwata mu kijanjalo wano saabogezi nakwata ku byokunywa ku ebyokunywa mpulidde complaint wala ebyokunywa ebibulawo naye saabogezi agambye abaana bayizi tugabula abayizi mutuleke so mbebaza bwebaza. Thank you so much okubeera nga mubeera ku Sama Uganda Media nga mwekumira ku mukutugagadde mbebaza bwebaza ekiriwa mbebaza bwebaza. Thank you so much okubeera ku mukutugagadde ogwa Sama Uganda ate nga mu dakiika y'emu nze Tata Kisolo ate nze top 10 so banange mbebaza bwebaza mwana banange mwebale nammwe mwenna abagala Sama Uganda ankoyisima tumusange Uncle Yisima, we're going to pass it over. Soda water. Choose. Uncle Yisima wange simanyi bakwali. Omusajja oyo banaye mwebaze ku nsonga ya kaddata. Mulaba ennaku zino nkyabakaabirira nnyo. Okubeera kanatera okugwako naye ngenda munoonya temweraliikirira. So mbebaza banaye mwebale nnyo kubeera ku Tata Kisolo oba Sama Uganda Media. The top 10 journalist wamwe yewayo okubaweereza mu buli mbeera kamuleini kamushayini nze mbeerawo okubanga mbaweereza so abakemetererwa emmeme n'okwetema amaganzi enkola yekyeta molojja mwena abali wano okwetema amaganzi n'okemetererwa boss oyagala kisoda choose jamukamu oba bakugenda so mwena abali wano okwetema amaganzi mu nkola yekyeta mu lujja mbasaasidde nnyo bannaaye wano bw'obanga emmemme eyo nnafu tosala kino ekitebego ky'oba omanya bw'obeera ng'olimu olwa finito ng'omalayo kino kyo kya solid one love ate nkuyisima temwebaza nnyo tekisussa mujja kunyeeza nange munneebazeeko
Soda water.
Temwebaza nnyo Kisusa. So oyo mukulembeze awuliriza abantu be, ayogerako n'abantu be, agabula abantu be, ayemerera nga abantu be nga balina embeera yonna gye bayitamu, ayemerera nga abaana b'eggwanga nga balina okusomozebwa kwe bayitamu, ye president ayemerera nabo, takoma kuyemerera nabo, financial n'abeera nabo. Naye nze newuunya nnyo abantu sometimes nga Bobi Wine biki era nga Mukama Katonda bawe kyomula ekyemirembe kuba temumanyi kye mukola. Ne Yesu yagamba basonyiwe kuba tebamanyi kye bakola. Obwana busanyufu bambi abaana bola be bamama b'enkya be bataata b'enkya n'enkya sisina nkya be baleero kuba enkya twagikoowa
Soda water.
Jofra agambe Sam, I have your gift. Wait, wow, thank you so much. Thank you. Wala agambe Sam, I have your gift. Thank you banange namwe abanjagala banange mwebale nnyo abambeererawo banange ffe mulaba tetukola ffe twewayo lwansi yaffe buli kimu ne tukireka ne tugenda kubaweereza eyo gye muli ewala musobole okuba nga mumanyi bigenda maaso wano okumpi guno mulimu si mwangu nno oyinza okulowooza nti Sama nsobola okukwata kamera beno si byangu baganda bange kuno kwewaayo nze nanyumya kumula nkweyisima ne muganze mwona enve waka nga simanyi oba nzirayo so nti nve waka nga simanyi oba nzirayo so gwe guno mulimu gwe twakyusenga okuba nga tukola so naye ovaayo noga Sama kyokola kyake bana embeera musanyufu nnyo bane mwebale kunsima nange nga nkyali mulamu nange mwebale kunsima nga nkyaliwo sagala male kufa mutandike kale singa yawasa Sauda nga onoka mama Kisolo yaliwo nga monzalawa bane monjagalize ate monjagale so bino ebintu byetulimu ebyaddala bino ebintu byetulimu sometimes tujokengamo naye ebyaddala bitutobolamu abakyali baffe bangi nnyo ne bafa nga tubalaba bwetuti Franka yagwamu omukka nga mulaba bwenti so zino ensonga za gwanga baganda bange bino si katemba si kuzannyamu zino ensonga za kujja ku dikiteeta kulwana ne dikiteeta so omuntu yenna ayemerera okusupportinga ensonga gye tuliko banange gutukusaamu ekitiibwa tubula ankoyisima mwagala nnyo akasajja ako nkaagala nnyo tekayina nnyo n'omutima gwako guli lofit so tulina n'abantu abatubeerawo banaye mu bulamu bwaffe okulaba nti tubeerawo nga tuli basanyufu nga tusobola okuvayo ne bataga Sama ali mu mbeera bwete Sama asabiriza kate Sama asula ku setwete tulina abantu abatwagala abatubeererawo so twatuna bo bebazaako nga bakyali balamu era mukkirize ntwala omukisa guno banange era nebaza omukyala bamwita Emma abasinga bamwemanyi nga Stella banaye omuntu ayemererawo nagamba nze Sama mu buli embeera ngenda kubeera banaye abantu abo beetaaga kusima nga bakyali balamu so
sebo
mwebaza baby mwebaza katika mufe so kyekyo baganda bange zino ensonga zetulimu za kununula gwanga zino ensonga zetulimu za ddala zino ensonga zetulimu za kufana kuwona za kutwala bulamu nate ne tuba tuvuddewo I believe abalala bajja kujja abalala bajja kujja okuba nti ekintu kino kirina okugguka abalala bajja kujja okulaba nti ensonga eno tulina ogimaliriza kubanga eno ensonga ya ggwanga nkiddamu eno ensonga ya ggwanga so kyekyo baganda bange mwenna abeekuumidde ku mukutu ogwa Taata Kisolo tujokengamu ko sometimes nate nga otutuuka ku nsonga y'eggwanga tubeera serious nnyo
soda water
twitoli wagule tama kitegeeza president w'abantu nga yabagabula ayogera abagabula ne wayogera gwe nkoyinako beef ngenda kuwaka beef katono buli yanyiza akanyama muwa katono so ayagala okulaba ensi ye abantu bebatwalanga basanyufu otegeera ayagala nga bantu bakulembera nga basanyufu abo abaana ba Makerere yasomerako Makerere so amanyi embeera ebeerawo ensonga lwaki nti buli kimu akiyimiriddemu yensonga nti buli kimu akyemiddemu era so n'abagabulira wali polisi agenza okulaba nga abagabula bagabula mpola n'agamba kati nze kangabula ennyama kanso gabula emmere waiso gabula ebyokunywa so liri eggwanga lyetwagala bannaye buli muntu nga musanyufu yeggwanga lyetwagala buli muntu nga musanyufu buli muntu nga afeelinga proud okubeera munnauganda nga si kwevuma kubeera munnauganda natunulira omusaala gwa official wa government ba Mwami Museveni gwe basasula nga tumanyi mwezi gwinza zimba malwaliro ameka just omusaala nenga bakola ki baberere kutula kulya bunyanguzi kati bana kibakola nenga gusobola okutereza eggwanga abavubuka ne bafuna emirimu abeetaaga ne babifuna naye bana basajja just no banyazi bajja kunyaga bajja kubba nakuzikiriza so tebafaayo kubanga si bannansi tebafaayo kubanga tebakwata ku siri yaabwe kiro bulijjo kibagamba nti ffe tulirabanga eggwanga lino eggwanga ne bana basajja balirabanga bizinensi yaabwe so tulina omulimu munene nnyo okulwana okulaba nti ebintu bino biggwawo si kyani si kya pulezidenti si kya lewisi si kya sama si kya waiso kino ekintu buli munnayuganda kimukakatako okuba nti bino ebintu bitereeza ate nga bisobola okutereera bino ebintu bisobola okutereera baganda bange bano abaana bemulaba bali mu kufuna emmere awo bali mu kusoma kubeera basomesa bali mu kusoma kubeera basawo negwe kuwamu akafaananyi nga ali Makerere buli mwana gye yogomba okubeera nga ali mu kaabanjala olw'omwana we agenda musomesa njagala mukirowoozeeko nga omwana wo aloota kubeerako Makerere buli mwana wo aloota kubeerako Makerere nga bali Makerere bali mu mbeera eno gwekyogamba bwana agenda Makerere bw'ava Makerere n'agenda asomese nga maze kosi y'okusomesa agenda somesa omwana wo n'omukwano agenda musomesa oba ayagadde ayite oba tayagala abireke bana basajja kye bali mu kulyetenga mu nsi yaffe kye baateekawo buli muntu okuba nga tafaayo so twafuna pulezidenti wo yafaayo kyo kye mubanja mwebeereremu nze mbagamba mmanyi muli bakujjukiza buli kaseera so
nze nti webusoga ogema amaadi mbaire ntiri omusoga yaidde kusoma agema amaadi kizibu abalina amasoda soda was my spoon but
baganda bange
nambuna agaiti mwe mazi
so mwebale abaana bali mu kulya bonna basanyufu eryo eggwanga lyetwetaka nga buli muntu musanyufu bana basajja batuteekamu okwekyawa agabe ebijanjalo noba mulina obbirya oba mwagala waiso mumwagazaki waiso ali mu kukola bannaye
Sebo, water soda.
Thank you so much.
Abono mwana nawe wabusoga.
Soda, water. You want some beans?
Thank you.
Eryo ly'eggwanga nga lina pulezidenti omutuufu owaddala afa ku bantu bakulembera ly'eggwanga mba mulina okulya ne munywa ne museka ne mweyagala esati y'eddugadde yeeyo yo negenzeko emmere omanyi esente mmeka negenzeko emmere oyo ye pulezidenti owaddala tafaayo kasita abantu bwe banga basanyufu basooka bakulembeza.
You come for the water and soda later. Soda, water. Water, soda. Soda, water.
President abamu nga bawaddawo.
Water, soda. Sebo. You want some beans? You want some beans? So, you Sebo, soda? Oh, water and soda. Soda, water.
Musajja yeewaayo na bano basome na bano ba student abeekamwoca
Never mama baba student kati liko.
Never mama student nabo bazze.
Salaini daye mabega. And dayo simbira yi. Tolya nyama. Awuli mutu. Water soda. Mazi soda. Nyongereko.
Ne bamama babayizi nabo babagabudde. Ne bamama babayizi nabo president abagabudde. Toli ku mulamwa. Bana bali wano.
Water soda.
Bana bali wano gavumenti yabasuubiza baweerera ne balimba.
Teyatuweerera ku wadde ffe tubeweerera. Soda water.
Soda.
Mama batata babayizi ne bamama babayizi.
Genda ojjamuwa gumu.
Abe, saba kujanjala.
Bambi akoye yenna addugadde. Addugadde. Yenna addugadde na akyawereza abantu be. President bamugaye president nengo okoye nabaganidde nkyagabula abantu bange.
Jamba kwongere kwati. Banange tumuvinge. Boss,
hello.
Tumuvinge. Cancel. Kamari kabanani. Just go no video mabeka huyu alimsakia check.
Jojo soda.
Okay, the soda water. Water. Where we came from. Nyawe sewe yamwa tambula. Kwali supu tambula sewe. Supu yo kwali.
Which also represents the story of
what? Sebo.
human rights.
Go down.
And if they tend to get into problems, I think that in any case of the political space,
stop
Boss,
Sebo tambula katate gumuze mu bifaananyi. Tumuvinge. Teri boti. Tumuvinge. Water, soda. Soda.
Baba mugamye ensonyiwa.
Omubwine.
Mugamye. President abalonje abali ku Sama Uganda Media President bwatyo agabudde abantu be era amaliriza. So tubebaza bwebaza amwenda ababadde ku Sama Uganda Media. Thank you so much. Mwebale kubeerera nsonga bambe addogadde azanyume naye amazo gabola abantu be buno obudde agenze kuba atenga umulamuso abantu bali mu kulya abaana bali mu kulya abantu basanyufu. Mbebaza bwebaza amwenda ababadde ku Sama Uganda top 10 journalist Tata Kisolo mukwano gw'abanje basaba temuddamu kwogera linnya Sauda sigenda kubeera na mukazi alina mukono nga gw'abasajja. Sauda akaluba nga akuba jemu nakwala Sauda mu ngalo nga tumubuuza Sauda kikyo oli musajja oli mukazi. So Tata Kisolo enze ndiwo omwagalwa wammwe. So mbebaza okuva ekyo tetunawummulamu. By the way president just avudde wano atulese wano nagenda nakyusa bukyusa ngwine tannawummula okuva twavudde Kisolo wala nnyo tetunawummula nenga tulina okubeerawo okuba nga tubaweereza. So mbasaba mwewale nnyo okuddamu okumpita Sama and Sauda must shine. Sagala kuddamu kukola ku Facebook social media mugatagatta obufaananyi banaye mundeke ni Tata Kisolo ekyo kintu nze nakisookamu oyo banasagala kwogera byamabudde buno. So baagala nnyo nsaba munkwate bulungi nga mbakwate obulungi nsaba munjagale nga bwe mbaagala kansube tutegeraganye bulungi baganda bange. So sagala nfunemu misunderstanding nammwe nsaba munkwate bulungi muntegeere nga bwe mbategeera. So mbagala nnyo baganda bange abasabo ne bannyabo mwebale nnyo era nnyongera okubagamba nti ne bwe mumpromisinga ebintu bimeka okutwala Sauda sina gye ngenda mutwala ekyo kyo ntegeraganye nammwe sagala nkiddemu. So mbebaza bwebaza abaganda bange mwebale nnyo mwebalire abatambudde nange ku Sama Uganda Media gamazima mugenda okukkiriza yadde njala ennume emmere eweddewo n'ekikulu president abadde alina gabola abaana basomero abagabudde. So ffe tujja kuyiiya tujja kulya. So ngenda kulaba nange engeri gye ntambulamu ate ngende ewaka empummule maze ennaku almost ebbiri nga seebaka. So mugenda kukkiriza nange ndabe engeri gye ngenda otambulamu ntuuke waka mpummulemu kubanga essaawa yonna era nyina okomawo baweereza essaawa yonna waliwo ekiddako nze ekyo kyenneewaayo kubaweereza mu buli mbeera butassa mukono. So abasema kyetukola mwebale namwe waliwo tuvuma tumalamu amaanyi notugamba tusabiriza notugamba tetulina byakukola namwe mwebale Mukama bawo omukisa kyensobola okubanga mbagamba. So ndowooza mugenda kukkiriza mbeerekereze mbasiibule mbaagala nnyo Mukama bampeere omukisa. Bye bye.
And that's when I decided